Hello everyone, Ace here, and today let's talk a little bit about Electronic Arts, and more specifically how they have officially cancelled a brand new Star Wars game that they were working on at a time when the company is also, oh so coincidentally, laying off about 5% of its entire staff, which given that this is Electronic Arts we are talking about is quite the deal. Anyways, for those curious, the game that they have cancelled was going to be developed by Respawn Entertainment, of Titanfall and Jedi Fallen Order fame, and was rumored to be a first-person shooter centered around a bounty hunter. A concept that, to be perfectly honest, does on the surface sound like it had very real potential, as we have seen games like Star Wars Bounty Hunter prove that the very concept itself could certainly work. While at the same time, ironically enough, it's worth noting that there haven't exactly been all that many bounty hunter-themed Star Wars video games, meaning that the territory is still relatively fresh. There are, however, also a couple of hurdles that could have very easily sank the project anyways. The skeptic within me wonders whether or not writers who happen to work for major ESG-funded publishers would actually be capable of competent writing in the first place. This is especially a problem if you're going to make a game that is in any way story-focused on characters that are very much morally gray, such as, for example, bounty hunters. Disney has enough of a hard time being able to write actual heroes and actual villains. So much so that in the High Republic comics you begin to actually root for the antagonists instead of the actual Jedi themselves. Perhaps I'm just exceptionally jaded these days when it comes to my expectations surrounding the writing found in your typical Star Wars story. Though again, I would have to counter that by arguing that my sense of jadedness is well warranted considering what I've seen so far, which ultimately leaves me with a rather apathetic reaction to news that the Star Wars FPS is getting cancelled. As far as I know, this news might as well be a dodged bullet. It is of course unfortunate that people are losing their jobs, though I also have to mention that this is something that simply should be expected. The mainstream entertainment industry in general is reaping what it has sown for years now. Between major publishers simultaneously milking as much as they can out of their own fan bases while simultaneously attacking them constantly, it's not exactly a surprise that something like this would happen. This is something that commentators have been saying would happen for years now. Commentators who include yours truly amongst their ranks. The end result is that major publishers are simply going to either adapt or go bankrupt over their own bloated weight. And honestly, considering how the indie market is running circles around the major AAA publishers these days, despite issues that even the indie market currently has, my money personally is going towards the second scenario as being the far more common. Now, normally I would be leaving links in the description below to archives of the sources that I've used so you can check them out, but unfortunately YouTube has decided to declare war on archival websites, and since I don't feel like giving IGN free money, I will instead forego providing sources. With all of that said, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.